So now that the rear end is mostly sorted out, I'm going to move on to the front end. We're going to throw the cradle in, and then I ordered every last piece for the front end brand new. So the control arms, obviously they're just factory control arms cleaned up, but they came with new bushings, new ball joints, and then they actually came with new control arm bushings, or whatever you want to call it. We're not going to use those, but most of the stuff was a kit. New wheel bearings, new upper control arms with the bushings in it, and again, new ball joint, new tie rod end links, or new sway bar end links, new tie rod as well. So I also bought a new rack for it. New sway bar bushings, yeah, literally everything to rebuild the whole front end, along with new calipers, pads, and rotors. But I think I'm gonna put the cradle in bare and then just put all this stuff on it in the chassis. So this is a control arm mount I'm using for the Crown Vic swap. Bolts on, of course you gotta drill more holes. But on the passenger side here, there's a lip in the frame right here. So I'm gonna have to cut that lip off basically from this hole back to here so that this can sit flush on the bottom. The driver's side, I already got the holes drilled. It's ready to be mounted. Okay, so I think today's finally the day we're gonna get this thing on the ground on tires. It's been, I don't know, a few weeks now, I think, since I've had the rear suspension in, maybe a couple weeks. I've just been waiting on this and that. The rear brake setup needed different spacers for the caliper. So I called Quick, I sent them some pictures. They sent me new spacers. So right here, this little spacer here was originally wrong, so my caliper didn't clear the rotor. As you can see, we got that sorted out. I still have to take that apart and Loctite it, but it's mocked up. Before I left, I got both of these rear brackets drilled, everything drilled in the frame and painted on both sides. So we're gonna get the rest of the front end buttoned up. I think we'll get the coilovers put in the front, get the rack on it. I was missing rotors for the front, but I got those now. They just got lost in shipping, so I think we'll get this all sorted out, get it on the ground today, and then I'm trying to buy a tranny from this guy, but he says that, you know, I gotta wait in line or whatever. I messaged him 2 days ago, I think, on it. He's still on Facebook, so hopefully he messages me today on that and I can go get that, because then I could actually put the motor and tranny and everything in the frame. But without getting sidetracked, get this bolted together, get it on the wheels, get it on the ground so I can move it out of the way, so I can get the cab outside and get the bottom painted. get the cab set back on the frame, and then we'll feel like we're doing something. So the front end is coming along. We got the rear controller mounts done on both sides. We got torque everything, but it's tightened up. Got the rack back in, or new rack in. Put the tie rods on. I don't have jam nuts, so they'll have to come off, and then they're just loose there. They're just in place. I'm gonna just cut this wire off. This is for your wheel speed sensor for your anti-lock brakes. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cut those off both sides. Hopefully that's cool. Should probably spin that because that's gonna be a pain in the future. But I think I'm gonna put the coils in and put brakes on it, and we'll be getting pretty close to setting it down. So for the front of the truck, I ordered the QA1 coilover kit for the Crown Vic stub. So basically this is a bolt-in coilover for the Crown Vic. If you have a Crown Vic, you can put this in. If you have a Crown Vic swap, F100 or whatever, you can put this in. Basically you get the shocks, the coilovers themselves, the springs, the install pieces, instructions in your receipt there. So this is the one I went with. I think these are 650 pound springs because I was planning on putting a big block in it, a 460, and then the Godzilla is a little lighter than that, but the 6R140 was heavy. Now if I end up putting a small block in it, I think they're gonna be too heavy. But I'm gonna put together, see how it works. If the spring's too heavy, they've got a lighter spring option I can switch to, which, you know, I gotta pull the coilovers out to do that. So hopefully this is, you know, hopefully it's perfect right off the get-go. When is anything in life perfect off the get-go? Then put your anti-seize on the threads like they say. Make sure that your screw is backed off. And then the collar goes to the top. That's just going to hold your spring in place. For right now, we're just going to run it all the way down the shock. That's going to spread out our anti-seize, and then it's going to give us the lowest ride height, and then we can always raise the car from there. It's also going to make it the easiest to put back together. And then of course you're going to bump the anti-seize with your fingers. It's going to get everywhere. It's anti-seize, and it always does. Okay. Next you're putting this on. Like I said, if you don't use the thrust bearing kit, you're just using the stainless washer. One side gets anti-seize, and that's the side that's going to go down towards the collar. That's just going to act as a slip, place to slip when you go to adjust the coilovers. Which you will do, because that's the point of having coilovers. Springs are the same top and bottom, I believe. Like that. And this is going to go on just barely enough to maybe sneak a wrench in there. Go ahead and tighten this back up if we can. Okay, so these plates go, well, they're only going to go one way because there's 3 bolt holes. But basically flat side to the inside. Pretty light on these say only 22 foot-pounds, so lower than I thought they would be. I like to do that. I like to work on like random projects. You know, don't finish any of them. Get the front end started. Don't put it all the way together. I will say QA1's got it figured out, so they just make adapters so they can use standard stuff for everything. You know, so everything's an off-the-shelf component. I will say I haven't tightened up my ball joint, so there's, you know, this is just sitting here. So I have more room than you would have if everything was tightened up. 22 foot-pounds, not a lot. Okay, let's grab the shock and see if it's gonna fit, or if I'm gonna have to pull the spindles. So the adjustment knobs go to the top. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to open this up. So, not a huge deal. I'm glad that I didn't tighten any of this up. Otherwise, that'd be a big sag. Okay. Okay, this is why you follow instructions. It says in the instructions, bolt this together before you put it in. And that's why. There's not enough room to get the bolt in there. So I'm not smarter than the people up here. I wonder if I can keep this in there. Money. I don't know how I'm literally missing 4 3/4 inch sockets. Don't even know how that's possible. Okay, so I'm back with the now pre-assembled shock and mounting plate unit. Okay. See, reading instructions now. 166 for this bottom. Cool. And this isn't gonna reach. So I'm literally going to torque the whole front end now, because I haven't done any of it. So working on wrapping up the front end, I just got the sway bar mocked up. So I bolted in the sway bar end links. You got to do that before you put on the rotors. You can kind of see it's curved upwards a little bit. And then what I did is I just used these quick clamps and clamped it to the frame rails. I set it so the end links are vertical, they're straight up and down. Clamped it in place, checked my clearances by turning your spindle, turn your spindle left and right, and then I went ahead and drilled the 4 holes. So I can now enlarge these big enough to actually bolt the sway bar in. Right now I can take the sway bar out, paint it, and then bolt it in for real. So one more piece of the puzzle. So here we go. Front discs are on this side. This is the power stop setup. I'll put a link in the description. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's their performance one. Drilled and slotted rotors, red painted calipers, which is nice. It's all in and torqued.